a new UFO sighting, this time near Manchester, the UK. A glowing sphere over Saddleworth Moor stuns UFO hunter. Sounds odd, but true. Now we know that the UK has so many UFO sightings that they've decided to disclose their UFO files, their quote-unquote X-files, to the public this past spring. And they've been made public in order for anyone to research whatever, whenever he wants. Now, a UFO spotted over Saddleworth Moor of the Greater Manchester area has been dubbed a perfect sphere by UFO hunter Scott C. Waring. And this is one of the past UFO images over a valley in the UK. This was around the Second World War. And we know that they usually are found around areas of very low population. This is the route that it took. Manchester, of course, is up north towards the Scottish border. Let's remember the huge Rendlesham Forest incident that took place in the UK. It was the 26th and the 28th of December of 1980. A lot of people believed that they were fireballs coming down, as Holt in his memo to the UK Minister of Defence said, but there were others who believed that these were hovering craft, extraterrestrial craft, UFO trails, and they were above the area of nuclear storage facilities. Now, evidence of substantial Ministry of Defence files leads to the claim of a cover-up. Some interpreted this as part of a larger pattern of information suppression concerning the true nature of unidentified flying objects, both by the United States and the British governments. But anyway, I'll leave a link below for you can read that on the Rendlesham Forest incident. But right now we're talking about something here, something new. The perfect sphere that was seen, the unidentified flying object spotted over Saddleworth in the Greater Manchester area, northwest England this month. Birdwatcher Alan Jones, 49 years old, of Delft. He was the one that spotted this mystery object early in the morning as he was sighting birds. He sat in his car at Bleak Hay Nook, and about 5:30 in the morning, Jones heard a whoosh sound, followed by a bright light in his rearview mirror. And according to the Oldham Times, he saw the UFO orb rise from a ball of light before it turned red and then vanished, disappeared into the skies. Jones compared the sound it made to a plane that had just landed. He said, "I know it sounds incredible, but this is what I saw." He claims that the bizarre UFO encounter was analyzed by self-titled UFO expert, conspiracy theorist Scott C. Waring. Waring shared the encounter on his blog ET database in a post titled "Glowing Sphere Seen Over Saddleworth." He said, "Here is another UFO sighting over the UK. It's a perfect orb that was seen shooting across the sky at 5 a.m. in the morning. The object seemed to make a whooshing sound as it passed, which would mean it's mostly silent, except for the gusts of wind passing around it as it speeds up. Lots of alien activity in the UK this week. It looks like something big is about to happen over there. So if you're in the area, keep an eye out," he says. Waring also suggests UFO sightings could be linked to possible UFO landing sites found in Cornwall, England. He says the most common time of the day to catch a UFO is sunrise or sunset. Sounds odd, but it's true. Now, Jones took a photograph of what he saw, and the photo appears to show a bright yellow orb in the top left corner, but the bright source of light in the lower left suggests the yellow orb could be camera lens flare and not an alien spacecraft. Regardless, Jones said, "I've seen some strange things on Saddleworth Moor, but I've never seen anything like this. This was amazing." Now, the former design manager also hinted the possibility of alien life somewhere beyond Earth. He said, "I've never thought about whether there is life elsewhere in the universe, but judging from what we saw on Sunday morning, it's got to be a distinct possibility. It was a beautiful morning with mist hanging over the landscape, and this thing came out of nowhere." Now, most would agree that there are perfectly natural explanations behind quote-unquote UFO sightings, The common explanation is that the sightings are a result of pareidolia. Pareidolia is a bizarre trick of the mind that causes people to recognize shapes and patterns where they don't exist, and it can cause people to see animals in clouds or similar faces in car bumpers. Now, the U.S. Space Agency, NASA, says pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon where people see recognizable shapes in clouds or rock formations or otherwise unrelated objects or data. There are many examples of this phenomenon on Earth and in space, they claim. This is by Sebastian Ketley on Express UK. Anyway, tell me if you, when I was about 12 years old in Montreal, Canada, while we were on summer vacation from school, going around for hours on end around our cul-de-sac with our beautiful bicycles, saw what we believed was a white circular UFO, disc-shaped UFO, hanging over an electrical tower, not making any noise. It was not a helicopter, it was not an airplane, it was not an air balloon. So we hightailed it out of there when we out of process of elimination, decided that it was a UFO. So we know that even Paul Hellyer, the former Defense Minister of Canada, he's still alive, by the way, has been going around and giving lectures as to the existence of UFOs, not only UFOs, but extraterrestrials even on Earth. So anyway, leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Thank you. Now, there are those who believe that these things could be leftovers of Atlanteans and their Atlantean technology. Let's remember that according to what I read on the Emerald tablets, you'll find them all on the playlist, written by Thoth the Atlantean. After Atlantis sank, he claims that they had space flight, they had air flight, space flight, they had interstellar flight, they even had interdimensional whipping back and forth. And he claims that they had abused their knowledge and their technology so much that it was just a matter of time before divine intervention had put an end to them. Anyway, they did, according to Thoth the Atlantean, have tremendously advanced technology, even zipping back forth from interdimensions. So these are not just hypersonic vehicles, they could be our own ancestors living still among us and using their technology. This is also according to what Manly P. Hall says that he believes, that the Atlanteans are still around us, used to live tens of thousands of years, and some of them still have their technology even though they're trying to hide it from us. Others hide, others don't hide. Anyway, please leave your comments. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.